Thank you for watching.
That's the wrong button, bitch. Let's try this one.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh,
No!
We're looping.
This is why you're running the episode today. I'm not alright. Played the fucking outro.
Yeah, played the outro. The intro. And then did the intro on a loop.
Twice. I'm done. Hi, we're a podcast. We do things. And we're friends and we're dumb.
And we talk about stuff.
Yeah, we talk about stuff and things that has to do about stuff and things. And sometimes neurodivergent things. And sometimes not.
Today's one of those days.
Yeah, today's one of those days. Because we're too neurotypical. No, we're not.
We're not.
We're too...
We're not.
Damn it. Amanda, I'm done. I quit. This is all you now. Say the intro, man. I can't.
I don't know the intro. We're two neurodivergent women traveling the neuroverse together, and we're best friends.
Close. We're two neurodivergent best friends traveling the neuroverse together because we are living in a neurotypical world. We are not neurotypical girls. Amanda.
Yes.
What are we talking about today?
Basically that sometimes being a woman sucks. Just
I second that.
Society in general. Just basically the being disregarded or disrespected just for the sole reason of being a woman, and they can obviously sometimes that might not be the case. Like if someone is treating you like less than, it just might be because they're a terrible person and not because of like you're a woman. They just might do that to everybody. But this is just more of like my experience, just either like at work or out and about in the real world, or personal life, stuff like that. So I think we both have a lot of examples for that.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
That's enough.
That's it.
That's enough. Besides the fact that I look like Fuzzy Toe.
She doesn't.
I don't have a lot going on in my world right now. We're in the awkward phase of growing the top of my undercut out. I'm keeping all of the shaved sides and back and all that good shit. But this is the awkward phase of like, it's too long to spike it, but it's too short for it to be like laying cute at the same time. It still looks a little fucky.
She has like a half Karen going on right now.
I do. I am in mid Karen transformation right now. We are mid Karen. And I would like to be past Karen. So that we can start
post Karen,
post Karen, so I can at least start putting little baby curls in it or something, making it cute. Because right now it's just there and just do what it won't do, and I just look like a fuzzy toe.
But yeah, it's one of those things where I was watching a couple videos yesterday of like hair transformations and like the ones where they like shave their head. I was like, I'd be so scared to do that. One, because like because I like hide behind my hair. Like that's one reason why I like to keep my hair long, because I do like to hide behind my hair. But it's also like, what if I have a weird shaped head and I don't know it? Like then I'm just like stuck with this misshapen blob of a skull for a long time unless I buy a wig.
Yeah, I was of that camp as well. I also was of the camp that I was too fat to have short hair, because I felt like if I was fat, I couldn't have short hair because my face would look like ball.
A cue ball.
And a cue ball. And sometimes it do. Still look like ball. But I don't really care anymore.
I feel like my hair, because like I feel like I have a small head, like in relation to like, I feel like my shoulders are pretty broad and like my head just seems small for how like wider my shoulders are. And so I feel like my hair just kind of like bounces out. So if I get rid of it, then it's like you can just really notice that my head is small.
Right. I feel you. I'm just big everywhere. I got big head, I got big boobs, I got big belly, I got big ass, I got big hips, fat head.
But she also has a big heart.
Yeah, I do. That counts for something.
Yeah.
I also got a big ass fucking unicorn horn in the between my
Oh,
fucking eyeballs
I
right
do
now.
too. Like I was literally
So
at work, just
annoying.
kind of like I was literally at work doing this, and then I had to fix it before we started recording. I did like put a dab of makeup and like fix my eyebrow pencil here because I had rubbed it off trying to scratch it at work, looking very professional.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Anyway, now that we have disparaged ourselves for the last 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about how women have it real hard.
Yeah.
After we just shat all over ourselves for the first 5 minutes.
That's like society standards, right? But
right.
basically, this idea, we were supposed to record last week, but we both had a really hard last Thursday.
Yeah.
So we usually record on Thursdays. So this is the Thursday after Labor Day.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to record last week, and then I had gotten like sidetracked for 3 hours, not by my own design, but because I had coworkers, basically like an email chain, and like having to solve other people's problems and then other people not listening. And that's where I got this idea for the topic, because it's like, are you not listening because I'm a woman, or are you not just not listening to me because of other things? Like, but what's funny though is that I can't really get too specific, but I was like joking to like a coworker. So now anytime I talk about this person to my coworker, I said mentally they are like, only in my head, they are my arch nemesis. He like this person's not particularly mean or anything, or
right.
just out there, but and then even
Sorry,
when I
said ignore me, my monitor and camera are being asshole. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so even as I walked into my coworker's office earlier, she was like, so I can see why you regard this person as your arch nemesis, because I'm also having a problem with them. And so so now anytime I talk about him, I'm just like, I just call him my arch nemesis. And I was talking to another coworker, like what what this guy had been up to recently, and and what he said to my other basically my other coworker, like basically both me and her, what he's been acting like. And then this other coworker, a male coworker, said, I wonder if it's because you guys are girls. Which is like,
damn.
And then and it said like a matter of factly, not like, so it's more like an observation type of thing. It's like, I wonder if he does that because you guys are girls. And I said, maybe. I said, I don't know if he's just like this with other people. Like, we don't have enough like men like in our building or anything, that like men that he would have reason to interact with.
Right.
We don't have enough men, I think, to like for him to reason to interact to know if he's like this with men too, or just women. Because I had another coworker that said she had been having issues with him, and so I'm like, is this because this guy is in his demographic, and then that demographic tends to be very dismissive of women, and it's like, if I had a penis, would you be listening to me? Probably. Because like it's one of those things where I have to repeat myself. And even my other coworker, the one that we know is like, this is my arch nemesis, she said I had like tell him how to do something twice, and then when I told him we couldn't do it this way, I explicitly said we couldn't do it this way, I can do it one of these other 3 ways. He's like, oh well, I'll just go ahead and try to do it the first way. Like, I'll just see if it works or something. And then she wanted to be like, it's not a skill issue.
Right.
You just can't do it that way. Like, I'm not saying
not
like
allowed.
like I personally can't do it that way. We just are not going to do it this way.
Right.
But here's 3 other options that you're more than welcome to do that way.
Right.
3 other avenues. And he's like, no, I'll just see if I can do it the first way. I'll just see if it works, as if like her not doing it is because she's incompetent. And
He's
so
a fucking asshole.
yeah, and like I said, I can't get really too specific, but he's just been
Right.
bothering me so much the past like few weeks about every single thing. And it's like, and we're not even in departments that he should be bothering me, because like we don't really interact that much.
Yeah.
But he's made it a point to bother me about everything. And so
he has made it a point to be in your presence and step on every one of your nerves.
right,
Therefore, you feel confident in commenting on his bullshit.
basically. And like he even asked me, and I've gotten to the point where usually I try to like stay professional and try to be like passive when it comes to talking with coworkers, like especially coworkers like I don't consider friends.
Right.
Like if you're my friend and you're my coworker, I'll shit talk you all the time. I have no problem doing that.
Right.
And to your face. But so he oh my god, I lost my train of thought.
We were shit talking him.
Yeah.
Calling him on his bullshit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he said I was like where was I going at that point? My medication's wearing off. The
You're right.
so he even asked me like, "Oh, I think you should do this. You should do this particular thing." And I've gotten to the point where I don't really want to humor anymore. I literally went, "Why? Why? Why? I don't, that doesn't pertain to me." And so I even asked my coworker, I said, what's like a professional way to say I ain't about that doesn't apply to me? And and she goes, "Oh, just say something like what you're requesting is not within the purview of my job."
There you go.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong department, motherfucker.
Yeah, like I don't need to do the thing that you're asking. And like I keep having to tell him, it's like, okay, you're gonna run that by my boss, because it's like she would be the one to tell him like yes or no, and she would most likely tell him no. Because I even asked, like the thing he's wanting to do is something that I have like another department does, and so I'm like helping them do it. And he's like, I want you to do this other aspect of this job. And that's when I went, why? And then so I asked the other people that do the actual part of the job, this particular task. I said, do you guys normally do this other aspect that this guy is asking me? They go, she just went, no. 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 And it's like, okay. And so I literally told him that. I said, by the way, I asked the people that normally do this task, and they said they don't do this other thing that you're asking. And he's like, okay, thanks. Like, he's very dismissive of me, and it's very annoying. And like I said, I'm not sure if it's just because he's like that with everybody or what.
Right.
But and it's just it's also like, I think the main thing about trying to be like a woman in the professional, like in a professional sense, is like even like simple things like, you know, like dress code, like school dress code, even kind of particularly targets girls, like targets women. I feel like it does for us too. Like I don't really have a problem with dress code, like because I've never been one to like dress any like outrageously or anything.
Right.
But like I remember there was a he didn't, I don't know if he got in trouble for it, but he kind of like basically he was told like, no, you can't ask people to do that. There was a manager that said that the female employees were required to wear makeup to work. Like if you didn't wear makeup, like you had to be wearing makeup. And then so they brought it to HR, and the HR was like,
I'm sorry, what?
And they're like, no, you can't make people wear makeup.
Absolutely
Like
not.
you can ask that their face is clean, but you can't ask people to wear makeup.
No.
Yeah.
Hell no.
And so I feel like, and I understand like women have like a lot, like we're allowed in society to express ourselves more like clothing wise, like, and I think part of it is like the whole one kind of like partly like homophobia, like toxic masculinity, and also the whole it's okay to have masculine traits, but it's not okay to have feminine traits.
Right.
Meaning like it's okay for women to dress like men. Like women never really used to wear pants, but it's okay for
Right.
women to dress like men. Like think like Annie Hall. Like think like, button up shirt, slacks, suspenders. Like it's okay. Like ties. Like women can wear that. But as soon as a man wears a dress,
That's a problem.
that's a problem.
Right.
So that's like basically just boils down to, like I said, like homophobia, toxic, like you basically just it's okay for women to want to be like men, but it's not okay for men to want to be like women.
Correct.
That's why like whenever you see like trans people, normally if it's like male to female, even if it's imagined male to female, think of the Olympic boxer, the one from
Right.
Algeria. Like even if it's
Oof.
imagined, even though she's not
She's not.
trans.
No.
So, but even if it's imagined, even if they think because a woman is not traditionally like feminine in her features, then she must be a man pretend to be a woman. And so they have
Correct.
huge more problem with that. But then as soon as you like give examples, I'm like, okay, well here is a trans man.
Mm-hmm.
Silence. Really nothing.
Right.
Because like I said, it's better to be a man than it is to be like a woman. So it's just, I don't know. It's like I said, and I will say I personally don't have like I have a lot of examples that like we can go into, and obviously you can contribute your
Mm-hmm.
examples, but it's more like the whole like catcalling thing. I've never really had a like issues with that because I'll be honest, I'm right now I'm like pretty average looking. Growing up, I was an ugly duckling. Okay, like I'm not saying that to be disparaging. I'm just saying like socially conventionally attractive I was not. Like
Right.
I'm average I would say now, but when I was younger I was definitely I had face full of acne, my hair was fucking oily, I was fat, and so being a fat woman is even worse. That's even more of a crime.
Girl, don't I fucking know.
Yep, because I if this is the first time listening, I at one point was almost 300 pounds. So if you say like the whole body positivity thing, whatever, that wasn't really a thing for us growing up.
No.
In the
And you
90s,
cut out for
heroin.
me. You
Huh?
cut out for me when you said the weight. You cut out. I heard 200, but I know that's not what you meant. I
Yeah,
know it's not what you said.
300. Yeah,
300.
300.
Yeah.
I was almost 300 pounds at one point. Um, I remember being so depressed, especially like not only with myself and obviously like how people were treating me, that um, I remember like uh confessing to I don't know if I'm to my dad or my mom. I think my dad. I said basically if I had gotten to 300 pounds, I think my highest was 293. I don't know why that number sticks in my head, but my highest was 293. And I think I remember confessing to my dad, if I get to 300 pounds, I will kill myself. I will
Yeah.
probably kill myself. And
And
so
that's terrible to have
it is
to
it is
think
terrible.
that way at that age
Yeah.
because you were a teenager.
Yeah. Yeah. So at like my heaviest I was early 20s. Um and then I had like full disclosure, I had weight loss surgery and I've also been given shit about that. Like you didn't do it the right way. It's like, well, fuck you. I lost
Well,
the weight.
fuck
Why
them
does it fucking
too.
care?
So,
Like it's like
right.
fucking care. And so the so not only like being a woman, like, being a girl growing up and having like I never really got like I got like different like like my god, what I'm trying to say. I got like different like not like so not like so not
Ooh,
necessarily the catcalling thing, but more of the like, oh, you're a woman, so I'm gonna talk down to you. But I didn't get it as much as like in a sexual way. I did get
right.
some things that I can go into, but um so it was more of a just a respect thing. So whenever people talk about like the body positivity and like, well, and then people now are like, well, we don't care as long, we don't care like what you look like. It's like, okay, but I know for a fact now I am treated better at my size now than I definitely was the entire time I was considered obese.
And I
Like,
can vouch for that because I've been your friend for 20 years.
yeah.
So I've seen it
Mhm.
firsthand.
Yeah.
People
So,
do treat you differently.
because even I know, like the movie Shallow Hal with Jack Black and Gwyneth Paltrow. Like Gwyneth Paltrow, like she has like definite cognitive dissonance. I don't think she's necessarily like a bad person, but she just seems really
She's
into
not on
herself.
this planet, God bless her.
No,
she's
she
she's
she's
somewhere else.
she's like really out there. I don't think she really is like would be really mean in person,
Yeah.
but
She just
she
drank her
seemed
own
very
Kool-Aid.
indifferent. Yeah, she just really, I feel like she'd be indifferent to other people. And well, even like when they were, she said when they were filming Shallow Hal and she had to wear the fat suit, and she like when she had to like go out and like or public or something, or people didn't know who she was, like they treated her like shit. So
Mhm.
like even though she had like the, oh, but your face is pretty, like,
Yeah.
yeah, the rest of you, but your face is pretty. Because I even remember, like, I never really got like the whole, at least you have a pretty face, because like I said, my face was not really that pretty like growing up. But it's also like I remember even when I was a teenager, we were visiting family, and my family pointed out, they're like, you don't really look like dumpy or slumpy. You don't dress like dumpy or slumpy. You dress nice for your weight. And that's family members saying that.
Oh shit.
They're like most people your size dress really trashy, but you don't. It's like
All right, damn there, Aunt
it's
whoever. Chill the
yeah.
fuck out.
Yeah.
How rude.
I know.
This is gross.
But anything to contribute so far on your end?
Yeah, I mean, to like sort of backtrack off what you said so far, I feel like my experience was slightly the opposite because while I have always struggled with my weight, I was thinner when I was younger. And I would say I was more conventionally pretty then than I am now. Now I'm giving your gay Aunt Sally, and I'm fine with it. But back then I was giving really wish I was a size 2 Victoria's Secret model wannabe. Like would buy stuff that I didn't have no business wearing. Wanted to wear like the, what was that fucking brand? Not True Religion, but they sold it at the Buckle, American Fighter or some shit like that. Remember, it was
I didn't
like
shop at the
everyone
Buckle.
wore it. But either way, I couldn't afford to shop at the Buckle, but you knew I was, right? I was
Mhm.
trying to, or I'd buy the knockoff shit. Like I tried to get attention. I tried to be conventionally pretty. I was blonde. I had the long hair. I wear all the makeup, like I wanted to be conventionally pretty because I saw how people were treated when they weren't, and I didn't want that. And I was made fun of my whole like younger childhood for being a chubby kid. And so once I hit puberty and sort of shaped up, I was still never very skinny, but I had curves. I had the butt, I had the boobs, I had the pretty blonde hair. I could put makeup on. So I was able to skirt around the fat, marker. I always
Mhm.
thought I was fat. But most people, I would say most people who would interact with me wouldn't have considered me fat.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have.
Right. So now, however, a bitch large. Okay.
And in
Large
charge.
and in charge. I don't prefer it, but this is the hand I have been dealt, and I'm doing the best I can with it. Um, Part of that is in my control, part of most of it is not. But I'm doing what I can that is inside my control to try to help myself because I do have so many chronic illness problems right now. That according to doctors would be better, not fixed, but helped if I could get some weight off. At least 10 to 15% of my current body weight. To echo the whole body weight discussion and like talking about numbers, I used to obsess over what the number on the scale was. And if I'm not careful, it's something I can fall back into really easily, as well as disordered eating. And I think I've mentioned that before on the show. But I don't want anyone who's listening to this to think that we think 300 pounds is a weight that is unacceptable for anyone to be.
Mhm.
Like, it is okay for you to be whatever weight you are, especially if, you're enjoying a perfectly healthy life and you're happy at your size and it doesn't bother you and you're doing perfectly fine with your life. I don't ever want anyone to feel like we're trying to like make this about a weight thing to where it's like, oh, well, like you'd said, like I was almost 300 pounds and had I reached it, I might have killed myself. That's your own personal journey. So I just want people to remember that. Like, that's your own personal
Because
journey.
it's like I wasn't happy. Like I
Right.
obviously like I was
Right.
miserable. Like obviously I was miserable enough to where I had surgery to help me fix it. And
Right.
and like I said, like 300 pounds on me, like I'm 5'7", so it's still really heavy, but it's also 300 pounds on me is different than like a 6'5" linebacker, you know?
Right.
Like Dwayne Johnson probably weighs,
Yeah.
close to that or something. But
The lbs don't matter. It's about how you feel. And I just want to stress that, like, the number on the scale does not dictate who you are as a person. But if we're being fucking real here, it does unfortunately dictate how people treat you.
and it's
It
also like
does.
I feel like for women it's worse because
For sure.
yes, I'm sure men get like when they go to the doctor, like I know my dad has told me that like the doctor's like, "Oh yeah, everything looks good, but you I suggest like losing about 15-20 pounds,
Yeah.
just to get your numbers
Which they
in the
can
better
take a
range."
shit and do, by the
Yeah.
way.
Right.
Like,
And
I'll just quit eating ice cream.
it's
Lose
also
50
like
pounds.
it's also like in the media because it's more acceptable for a man to be fat than a woman because you think of like comedians, like you never really see like a fat like woman comedian. Like if a guy is like like fat and like funny, it's like okay, at least he's got that going for him. But even like
Right. Like
think
Fluffy. Gabriel
yeah,
Iglesias.
yeah, and think like and I'm sure like fat female comedians exist. It's just they're not as commonplace.
Right.
But it's also like even think of like uh anchor people. Like I've never seen like on like cable news. Like I'm not talking like Barbara Walters who does like the
Yeah.
interviews and stuff. I'm talking like Fox News, CNN, whatever. I've never really seen a woman like a woman or like a weather person. I've never seen a
Hmm.
woman over the age of like 50, let's say.
Right.
Never seen a woman over the age of 50. Never seen one that's
Or if they
heavier.
are, they don't look it.
Yeah, a guy can be heavier. Like a guy can be
Mhm.
heavier and be fine. Like on the husky side, be fine. Think of like movies where there's like a couple, or like either they start out a couple or they end up a couple. Like more often than not, if it's like a weight difference, the man is more likely to be the heavier one. Think like Family
Yeah.
Guy, Simpsons,
Right. Right.
even cartoons. Like it's okay
Right.
for the guy to be fat. The woman has to be skinny. But guy to be
Yeah.
fat though. And that's
Yeah.
perfectly fine. And so,
It's
yeah,
also, I feel like, because weight is such a barrier to a barrier to entry to a lot of things, something I'm finding in my own personal experience as of late, it's a barrier to healthcare to me.
right.
And doesn't matter whether I ate myself into this situation or I have medical conditions that are contributing to this situation. They just assume that I'm fat and it's my fault, right?
Yeah,
And people look at you and they assume because that you're a certain size because you like to sit on the couch and eat junk food all day. And you would rather not count your calories because that's too hard, or the gym is not for you, or exercise, who is she, right? Like, people assume off of what they see in front of them that they know who you are. And that is something that has been blatantly clear to me in the medical industry, other than two doctors so far that I have seen. Never mind the fact that once we found pathways to like, oh, maybe this is wrong and this is wrong. This is why you might be carrying extra weight because XYZ reasons, right? It's been, well, lose some weight and then we'll do this. Lose some weight and then we'll do that. Lose some weight and then this symptom will go away. It's like, well, okay, sure. In theory, you're right. I'm sure you're correct. Weight loss is never a bad thing if you're technically overweight. I am technically overweight for a 5'3" person. I don't feel good at 224 pounds. I don't feel good at 224, nor do I feel like I look good at 224. That is my own personal preference. If you want to look great and feel great at 224 at 5'3", sister, brother, bless you. Do you? Okay. I am so happy for you. I don't feel good that way. And it is not a judgment passing on anybody else. It is my own personal state. But it's not as simple as let me go home and quit eating ice cream that I already don't fucking eat. You know what I mean? Like they assume that you're doing everything wrong and that's how you got here. Instead of what medical conditions might you have that are keeping you from being able to achieve weight loss the same way as somebody else who maybe would not or doesn't have these medical conditions, right? Not saying weight loss is impossible for me with my medical conditions because I've already lost 13 pounds without any extra help. So it's possible, right? But nobody's going to like how I've had to do that. Nor is my doctor going to like how I've had to do that. You know, like it's not healthy how I've had to achieve it. We'll just put it that way. And the medication I'm on isn't helping anything because even when I do eat, it doesn't stay in.
Yeah.
Now. So like, I won't say more than that because we don't need TMI. But like, I'm not throwing up, but I would never want someone to lose 13 pounds the way I've lost 13 pounds in the last few weeks. So here we are, right? So they assume that I gained it because I'm a fatty McFat who likes to sit in front of the fucking TV with my bonbons and my chips and watch my soaps and not do shit with my life. And I think we need to just stop that altogether as a society and stop assuming we know people just by looking at them. And especially women.
Yeah.
Knock that shit off. We have enough to deal with. Like, knock it off.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. That's my diatribe. Now you can start talking now because I'll keep going if you don't.
Yeah, like 2 points for me. Like you said, excuse me. Like you said, like losing the 13 pounds you've had is obviously not, you wouldn't want to do it that way normally. Like for me, like when I first had my surgery, I had complications. I ended up losing 25 pounds in the first 2 weeks, which when I had the surgery, I wasn't 293 because I had to lose a little bit of weight before they would do the surgery because they want to like have to prove to them that you're like, I am capable of making healthy choices. I just don't. And then so 2 weeks after the surgery, my stomach had like twisted to where there was no opening. So anything that went down came right back up. Saliva, water, whatever. So I had gotten to the point where certain bodily fluids were way darker than they should be.
Right.
The
fact that you were making any at all is crazy to me.
Yeah. And the fact of like probably most of it was like stomach acids, stuff like that. Yeah. But the I remember going to the ER after after that 2 weeks and having lost 25 pounds. The nurse said if you would have waited till tomorrow, you probably would have died of dehydration. And so, and then I had an ER doctor basically rebuff me because he came in and checked on me after like giving me fluids and stuff, And I told him what was going on. And then he goes, well, after your surgery, you can't just go back to eating whatever you want. You have to like follow this plan. I'm like, okay, but I did. I threw up in my driveway. Like I rushed home. Like I was going to school, like going to college at the time. I rushed home, threw up in my driveway because I couldn't make it. And I said, that was from water and applesauce. And he just goes,
Right.
oh, that's not very fun, and just walked out of the room. And then as far as like people judging you, like judging your health based on like your weight, or just judging you as a person based on your weight, I remember I was lucky enough that when I had the surgery, I was like, how old was I? 20, 21? I would say 21.
Yeah.
I was 21 when I had the surgery. Leading up to it, probably in like the few months that leading up to it, I had to constantly go get my vitals checked, go get my blood pressure, cholesterol, all that. And I remember them always being genuinely surprised that my cholesterol was normal, or like low normal. Same with my blood pressure. Like I've never had high blood pressure. I got that from my mom. But it's also, so they always were like, wow, like, like basically just anytime like they get my reading of of my blood pressure off the cuff, they're like 110/70.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And it's like my blood pressure's never been, even like, because you're supposed to get like the white coat syndrome where you like your blood pressure goes up if you're in a doctor's office. It's like even like in a doctor's office, my blood pressure's never been above like 120/80. It's always, my average is like usually 110/70. And so the fact that they were always surprised, like they just prejudged me. But it's also like part of the thing is like I had the surgery partly for vanity, because yes, I didn't want to look like the way I did anymore. But it's also like I was 21 and still relatively healthy. I did not want to get to the point, like if I had not done the surgery and I just kept going the way I was doing, probably gaining exponentially because I didn't have the self-control or the willpower to do it the quote-unquote right way, then I would probably be in a lot worse situation. My blood pressure probably would be shit right now. My cholesterol would probably be shit right now. And so it's like I wanted to basically nip it in the bud before I got to that point. And so, like you said, like people like just judging you just based on what you look like, being called whale, being called like, just fat in general. Like now, I have like a thicker skin to where like someone calls me fat, I'm just like, okay.
Well, they can't now.
Like,
because damn near to the point where if you turn sideways, you finna disappear.
Yeah, my whole size 14 self, but
but you're 5'7".
Yeah.
A 14 on a 5'7", and you have hips.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad thing.
I'm still, according to the BMI, which I know we can't really trust, but according to the BMI, I'm still technically overweight. But
that BMI is bullshit. There ain't nothing overweight about you, ma'am. What do you got left to lose? Bones? Organs?
Excess skin? Excess skin?
That's a surgery. You can't make that go away by eating less food.
And definitely not by exercising. I remember even after walking, like doing the Camino Santiago in Spain, walking 500 miles, even then, like my thighs were still big. Like I still had like so much extra skin on my legs. Because I remember like talking to someone who is like really good at exercise, really good at, and she's a woman, and she wasn't like trying to put me down of like, well, you're not getting rid of it because you're not doing the right things. She was just like, she's like, well, I think these exercises would help like tighten up that skin. It's like, honey, I walked 500 miles in 5 weeks and I still ended up like, did I have a lot of muscle under it? Yes, but there's only, you can only stretch a rubber band so much before it stops going back to the original size.
Right.
So
yeah, I know. I feel that. Yeah. It's exhausting to talk about this topic because it's exhausting to constantly have to fight for
your right to party.
Your right to party. Fight for basic respect.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because you either present as a woman, or present as feminine, or you are a trans woman, or you are born a female, or like born and go, what is that word I'm trying to look for? Help me, because my brain's dying.
Assigned female at birth.
Yes, thank you. I'm so sorry. And you roll with that, right? Like that you decide you want to live your life as a female.
Cis.
Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Cis female, which I still don't understand that term.
Oh, cisgender. It just means you identify as the gender as you present as, or what you were assigned.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I would be a cisgender because I signed female at birth, I present as female, and I identify as female.
I'm not a good alphabet mafia member just yet. I'm still new to this shit. So I still am learning all the vocabulary words. I'm trying real hard. I'm not straight. I know that much. But I don't know all my vocabulary yet, so just bear with me. I'm a baby gay. just bear with me.
She has to take the intro course.
I'm a baby bi. I'm a baby bi.
Yeah.
I'm not a lesbian. I'm a baby bi. I like both. I like them both. But anyway, I don't know that I have a lot more to say because my poor brain dying, and so is apparently my internet connection. So I guess we just kind of wanted to call attention. Well, Amanda mainly wanted to call attention to this because of the way that you've been getting treated lately at work, which is bullshit and dumbness and not okay for me.
Yeah, because it's like I have other examples. Like I don't know if you want to do like a 2-parter or just do it one episode. I don't care.
Well, I mean, if you have more examples and want to keep talking about it, we can. Or if you want to break her off here and talk more about it next week for them.
Yeah.
And in a minute for us. What do you want to do? This is your train. You're the conductor.
Yeah. And it got derailed very, very heavily. This is why I can't be a train conductor. I get derailed all the time. Like it's basically like this is more of like a stream of consciousness episode, which I think I say all the time. Like this is basically just like I'm just gonna say my thoughts. There's gonna be no outline. There's gonna be no plan, and so basically just a stream of consciousness going from one thought to another. But yeah, I think we could, like I said, I do have more examples. I did write them on a post-it note.
Oh,
so like good. When I was at work to like, along with another stuff I had to think to do. Yeah. That way I just, as I thought of it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that happening. And I even brought up my coworker saying, it said, I'm cutting out their names because I wrote their names on the post-it note. I said, our arch nemesis with me and female coworker, male coworker asked if I think it's because we're girls is like the example.
Yeah.
Like because that literally happened today. I'm like, oh, that's kind of proves my point. The thing I brought up last
week. Although I am shocked that came out of his mouth though. Like why? I'm glad that he was astutely aware of that.
Yeah.
And was like, I bet that's why. Good on him.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fun and fuckery. And then we'll talk more about this next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here
we go. Here she go. Hello?
Nope. You start.
Go. Okay. I have figured out that I am on a hella delay.
Yeah.
Because last week, the episode that aired today, the day that we're recording this, the one that aired today, on the 5th, the music was playing for you, but I couldn't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, where's the music? And you're like, bitch, it's playing.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's not. So, okay, we were just discussing when my internet went out, that I've cut out, but I'll talk about it now, that we're getting ready to move. I'm getting ready to move my setup here to the front room of the house, not the shoved in the back corner of my room.
Back to the garage, far away. Next to the garage, basically.
Yeah, it's next to the garage, so the internet's got to go real far through a lot of fucking walls to get back here. And I have decided I would buy like a 300-foot cord and run that bitch all the way from the fucking modem all the way in here if I had to. But we're just gonna move me up to the front room, and that's what we're gonna do here soon. So shitty internet quality should be fixed sooner rather than later. But we have a Mad Lib.
And we have a new Mad Lib
After
book.
a long break, we got the Golden Girl. Fuck, here you go. The Golden Girls Mad Libs. We're so excited. And we just can't hide it. Picture it. Sicily, 1925. The Golden Girls are in a Mad Lib. And we are going to do them every week until it's gone.
Until y'all we get tired of it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Aminder. I need words from you.
Okay. Hit me.
Hit me, bitch.
You have to request the word.
I'm done. I need to go night-night. I need an adjective. I'm like, okay. Give me all your words. She's like, no, bitch, that's not how we do this.
Yeah.
You have to ask me. Even though I've pre-filled them,
yep.
You still have to ask me because we're recording a show. And that's how this works.
Yep.
God bless America. All right.
Okay.
Adjective, please.
Paganistic.
Ooh. Oh my God.
There's a lot of really random words in this.
Okay, mine too. For next week. Okay, another.
Crotchety.
I like that word. I like crotchety. Crotchety. I can't. Nope, that is not how you spell it. Sure, whatever. Plural noun, please.
It doesn't sound like a plural noun, but it is. I checked. Protozoa.
Okay.
It is the plural of protozoan. So.
Protozoa. Zoa. Isn't that the name of the singer from Xenon?
Yes.
Yeah, girl.
It's like an amoeba.
Occupation, plural.
Thing. Occupation, plural. Carnival fortune tellers.
Okay. This is gonna be a hoppin' place when we tell y'all what the name of this shit is. Adjective.
I'll probably have to spell it for you because I also had to look up the spelling for it.
Okay.
Machiavellian.
Yes, please.
Machiavellian.
Yeah, no, that's not what I would have put at all. A place.
I would have put like Maca, like Mache at least.
Mm-hmm.
A place. It's gonna be a long one. The black hole at the center of our galaxy. The black hole at the center of our galaxy.
Why do I feel like we've done that before?
I might have done like Dark Void of Space. Probably have done it. It just actually apparently the black hole does have a name. I think it begins with an S. I looked it up.
Let's see. Why am I writing them up here? Amanda, take me out back. I'm done.
Take me out back. The shed.
Take me behind the shed.
Were you not writing it in the story part?
Nope, I sure wasn't. Amanda, I'm done.
We got to put her out to pasture. Got to put her out to pasture.
This horse is seeing its last rodeo.
Well, time to hit the old dusty trail.
Yeah. I'm almost done. Sorry. This is a fucking problem today, guys. God help us for the second one we're about to record. I don't even know what's finna happen here. Okay, now I gotta spell that long ass fucking word again. Machiavellian.
Yep. Machiavellian.
Jesus fucking Christ. Black hole at center of universe? Is that what you said?
At the center of our galaxy.
God damn it.
That's what our galaxy is. That's why our galaxy is a spiral. It goes around the black hole.
Okay, noun.
Hootenanny.
Hootenanny. Ooh da lally. I don't know why I made me think of that. Adjective.
Cockamamie.
My God.
told you they're out there.
Huh?
I told you my words are out there.
Okay. Noun.
Porpoise.
Porpoise.
Yeah, like a dolphin. Porpoise.
Porpoise.
I'm not saying purpose like a
I
New
know.
Englander. Porpoise.
Porpoise. Okay. Adjective.
Banana. Insatiable. the porpoise just reminds me of like banana. Fire.
So for next week when I was filling mine out, I was thinking of that video. You'll see why. Okay. Verb ending in I. Do we already know what it is? Verb ending in ing.
Because I typed these words up because I had forgot my Mad Lib at home. I typed these words up in an email, and so because I was sending it from my work email to my personal email, I put verb ending in ing. I put dot.
You know. All right. Adjective.
Explosive.
Ooh.
Like diarrhea.
That's what I was just thinking. Number.
1922. Picture it. Sicily. 1922.
Type of food.
Pickled pig's feet.
Ooh. I also have something of a pig in mine.
Oh, wow. Mind meld.
Mine's something else.
Oh, no.
Kind of creepy. I don't like this. Is gross. Now.
Bastardization. Bastardization? Bastardization?
That's
Nation?
a noun?
Yeah, like it's like, oh, that's a bastardization. Like, oh, what you did there, what you did to that thing, that's a bastardization.
Okay. Adjective.
Extraterrestrial.
It's extraterrestrial. Oh, Katy Perry. Verb.
Percolate.
Percolate. That was in some sort of rap song, wasn't it?
Sure.
I can't fucking spell. Okay. Noun.
Tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery. Okay. Here we go. Y'all, welcome to Shady Pants. It's finna get crazy up in this here nursing home. Here we go. Are you looking for a place for your paganistic mother to live out her remaining years? Shady Pines Retirement Home provides the most comfortable and crotchety environment you will find and is sure to please even the most particular of protozoa. Our carnival fortune tellers and nurses are the most Machiavellian you will find in the black hole of at the center of our galaxy. They provide around the hoot nanny care for all of our cockamamie residents. Each room is furnished with a porpoise-sized bed, insatiable lighting, and hot and cold fucking water. Explosive meals are served 1,922 times a day, including our famous pickled pig's feet, Parmesan, pickled pig's feet Parmesan, and chicken pot bastardization.
That whole meal sounds like a bastardization.
It really does. We even have an extraterrestrial garden where our residents can percolate in the fresh air. Shady Pines.
It sounds like naked sunbathing. I don't know why. We're just gonna percolate. Basically, just means like elderly naked sunbathing.
That's what I think of too for some reason. That's what I just think of an old woman naked in a chair in the middle of a fucking garden, just sat there. Shady Pines guarantees your mother a home surrounded by tomfoolery and tranquility. The end.
The end. That's all we got for you today.
That's enough.
Mm-hmm.
I've had enough.
Julie, do the thing!
I'm afraid there are no more things to do.
That's it. We're done.
We're done.
My brain hurt.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, and I gotta get caffeine, or I'm not gonna make it to the next one. Okay, we love you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.